Hello friends, welcome back. It's BigDenoPlays. We're back for another episode of me playing a random board game on the internet. Uh, it's been, when was the last time I played? Friday night? No. Did I play Friday? I can't remember. I played one day quite recently, and then I haven't played since. Maybe I missed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I've been working on my diorama. My diorama's taken up some time, and it's just good to be able to make some headway on that. I just posted a photo on my Instagram. So, but yeah, the games have still been things I've been looking into. I'm definitely finding the Call of Magic quite strong at the moment, which is not a good thing for me and my wallet, but I'm sure we'll make way. We're going to give Revenant a go tonight. I haven't actually played a full game through to completion yet. So I was sort of contemplating doing a Big Deno learns of this, but yeah, we'll just do a full playthrough and figure out the stuff that I'm not sure of as we go. And then I'm really keen to learn this one, Age of Galaxy, for Thursday night, hopefully. Or if Revenant's really good, we might play some more Revenant. So, and hello to you, Mike. Mike Dong Excelente posted a comment in the chat. Thanks, Mike. I'm also looking forward to my solo opinion on this. It's going to be interesting. I've got a feeling that this is actually a very beautiful game that has a lot of potential, but it's quite dense to pass what's happening. And I've definitely found there's been a couple of games that I've taken just a long time to learn for whatever reason. I definitely feel a bit rusty anyway. Like I haven't learned a lot of new games recently. I've just been doing Kingdom Death, and so I'm sort of not quite in the learning new games headspace. But this one's really good. So I was attracted to this because of the Voidfall theming, and I really like Voidfall and the theming. But if you have no idea about Voidfall, what this game reminds me of is Episode 1 of Battlestar Galactica, Season 1, the 2004 series. If you've never watched it, I'm going to explain what happens in the very first episode. The humans in the world are being pursued by a relentless robot race called the Cylons, and every 33 minutes, the Cylons appear, chasing them through hyperspace jumps and random jumps. And this game kind of replicates that. If you imagine that this is the Battlestar Galactica, the main ship, and all of these other ships are ships in the Armada, and all of these little orange ships are the Voidborn. You can think of them as the Cylons, and they're pursuing you relentlessly. You have the option to hyperjump to a new location, but eventually they're going to join you in that location pretty much straight away. But that's the vibe I get from this game. Battlestar Galactica Episode 1, Season 1. And the first time I started playing it, that was all I could think. And I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it a lot. I've done 2 partial playthroughs so far, just to really try and wrap my head around the mechanics and then wrap my head around the solo. And I think I've got a handle on it now. So I don't know if I set up a zoom on the board. Let's find out if I set up a zoom. I've got a zoom, but yeah, all right. Let's just tweak that one a little bit. Oh, look at that. Look at the board. Okay, I'll add that to my little... So, the giant ship in the middle is called the Revenant, and it is a spaceship that has the last remnants of humanity. And I'm just setting up this wide shot. Wide. Boop. Boop. Perfect. We can zoom in on the map. Do I want to zoom in on something else? That board down the bottom. What about this bit? Oh, let's rotate that one around. Yeah. So I've explained what the game feels like. How does it play? Well, if you've ever played Maracaibo, it sort of reminded me of Maracaibo. So Maracaibo is Alexander Pfister game, quite glorious actually. I think I prefer Great Western Trail, but Maracaibo is excellent. There's an app version of it. It's well worth getting. And in Maracaibo, it's set in a period of time where the English, the French, and the Spanish were all fighting over control over this region. And in Maracaibo, you're privateers, and you basically are trying to support one of those three nations and help them with what they're doing. And you gain influence with those three nations. But as you're gaining influence with them, there's towns appearing on the board, and those towns, the more towns they have, will score you more points based on your influence. So the more powerful that country becomes, the more points are worth for having a high reputation with them. Well, this game's kind of that in reverse. You start with all of these ships on the board, and we have 7 houses that have ships on the board. And as we do things and visit these ships, we will gain influence with those houses. But the Voidborn will be attacking those ships and slowly but surely removing those ships from the board. At the end of the game, you will score points for how high you are up on the influence track times by how many ships there are left on the board. The Voidborn are going to attack. So they're going to remove ships. So we are trying to make sure that the Voidborn attack the ships that they have a lot of reputation with, influence with, and protect our own ships, which is a really cool concept. Now, this game I think would be better with a couple more players, because the solo is going to do a pretty good job of replicating the experience, I think. But there was just something I wanted to check about how the solo guy does his. Yeah, if you're higher on the tactics track, you may also resolving player sectors one further. Okay, cool. At Voidfall, yep, very good. Ships of the house they have the least influence with. Yep, cool. Oh, that's cool. And all right, so we start on the same. We both start on 0 on the tactics track. Okay, cool. I think I'm ready to go. So let me explain my board. This is my board. So this represents my captain. This is my captain's little area here. These two guys here are my, I can't remember what these guys are called, little dudes, little friends. And we will actually upgrade these guys with abilities as the game progresses. This is my ship board, and so we'll upgrade my ship. This is my ship here. We'll deploy that on the map in a second. And this is my storage for resources. These are some actions that we can take on our turn. And then this area tells us quite a lot of information about each of those guys. So this is like Voidfall. There is so much iconography in this game. So if you have not got a grip on the iconography of Voidfall, this one's not going to be much good for you. I'll do my best to explain. I'm actually going to need to have a look at a lot of these anyway. So I'll just put up my card display. So I'm going to deal myself one of these at a random. And we have, so I have the option to change this if I want. So I can discard this and take a new one. No, the compartments are just storage, but as the game progresses, you may find your compartments get corrupted and you can't use resources that are in corrupted compartments. So, but you can switch them around at any time you want. Okay, so let's go back to this one. So this is called Surveyor. So this is a crew upgrade. Hey, Jeron, thanks, mate. So the crew upgrades are attached to your crew members, and anytime you take an action with that crew member, you have these benefits down the bottom that you can apply when you use them. So you start off, it's only 3 actions per round, and there's only 4 rounds. So this is another speakeasy style game where you get 12 actions in the game, but each of those actions will get more and more value as the game progresses, assuming you're doing the right thing. So I'm going to read this one. This is Surveyor. This is Cadet card 24. So I just want to make sure I read it right, or get it right. So Cadet card 24. Surveyor. Right after mining on a planet, you may gain 2 science. That's the top section, the top benefit. And then the bottom one is, see, 22 supplier. During your bonus action, anytime when you play an operations card, you may spend 1 less resource on it, and then you may draw 1 operations card. Wow, that is incredible. That is an incredible ability. So this one here is when you play an operations card, it's 1 less, and then you get to take an operations card. I think we will keep that. That seems like quite a good guy, and we'll use him to do some mining and gain some value there. I'll talk about mining in a little bit. So this one is called Power Up. So these ones are one and done cards. So these ones aren't used in the same way as that is a crazy ability too. Power Up. Draw 3 of those cards and resolve all of your thingy abilities. Whoa, okay, so that is crazy. That's a lot of cards. I think we'll keep that one too. That's quite cheap to play. And then the third type of upgrade card we're going to get is a ship upgrade. This is called our frigate. This is our frigate board, a decontamination chamber. All right, so a decon chamber, you can store 1 on this card. If you remove it from this card, I get to play a card? Surely not. Surely not. For free? Decontamination chamber is number 2. During your activate bonus action, you may contain the corruption from this card. If you do, you may optionally play a cadet card. Okay. Fine. You may store 1 corruption. Yeah. I don't need to take that card, so I'm going to take a different one. A mining rig. Oh, that's good. That makes my little frigate a little mining guy. Ho ho! Okay, so we'll keep that one as well. We have to keep that one, but yeah. Okay, so those are our 3 starting cards. We're also going to start with 2 hidden influence. Now, this won't be hidden for everyone that's watching the stream, but if you were playing a multiplayer game, this would be hidden influence. So we're going to start the game with a hidden influence with House Chevaeus. Ooh, 2 hidden influence with House Chevaeus. So the way that hidden influence works, at the end of the game, you score points how far you are up this track based on the number of ships there are on the board, but the hidden influence counts as higher up this track. So we'll definitely want to try and prioritize a little bit of Chevaeus, but not too much, because the bot will look at the board and determine which one it wants to target for us. So we want it to sort of not pick Chevaeus as one that it wants to prioritize against us. Okay, so I've got my hidden influence. I'll just run through my 2 rewards cards. Again, these are hidden normally in a game, so you're seeing these. So if we have 3 cadet cards in play, then we'll score 6 points, 3 or more. And if there are 4 drop ships still on the board, then we will get 6 points for both of those. Okay, now when you are playing solo, there is a couple of extra steps that you need to do when you're setting up the board. So first of all, this deck here is called the House Corruption deck. I'm just going to shuffle that. This is how they will determine their actions. Pretty good. It's a pretty easy system. I like it a lot. And then when you play solo, we also get to place a player marker of a Corrupted's crew on the tactics track. Step 3. So there should be a little marker here. I'll just put this here. G'day, Mike. Yeah, I think this is going to be great. They're always first. Now I can remove one Voidborn ship from up to 3 different sectors. Okay, so here's again, there's a lot of like hidden layered decision making in this game. So I'll just go through a few of the other things that are here. So these little things are for if we decide to hyper jump, then we will go to a whole new location of the galaxy and the Voidborn will follow us, but everything will be in different spots. So right now on the board, we have the Revenant, these arc ships which belong to each of the 7 houses. These little ships here, which are drop ships, which allow you to land on planets. These ships, which are fighters. And then these are the Voidborn ships. There's also 3 planets, 1, 2, 3. And those planets have a variety of different rewards that you can get when you visit them. So if we go... Oh, I've got a... This is such an interesting game. It's so interesting. Okay. Yeah, this is absolutely that in a nutshell, Militides. So there's warps. So these are where the Voidborn will come out of, and we can't generally do a lot about them. We have to just deal with them. But what we know is that we want to protect the Chevaeus ships as much as possible. So here's Chevaeus right here. So that's good. I want to play this mining rig with my frigate. No, I want to play this Surveyor. This is a tough call. So this one's mining. Yeah, okay. So maybe we are going to go to this dropship and do that mining. How else could I get resources? Okay. Or in a nutshell, this game is a worker placement game. It reminds me a lot of Speakeasy actually. So if you haven't watched any of my plays of Speakeasy, it feels a lot. You've got 3 workers. You place them on these ships. Depending on the ship that you place it on, you will potentially gain a benefit from the ship, depending on which ship. And then you can also move the ships around the board. You can fly them. The arc ships don't move much, but the little ships, the drop ships and the fighters will move around. And then when you visit house ships, you gain influence with those houses. If you visit a house ship and you gain influence with them, what you also then get to do when it's your turn, at the end of your turn, you get to take 1 bonus action. There's 5 available to start the game. They're all the same. You can spend 3 science to promote your captain up a rank. The captain gains rewards, the captain gains you rewards the further up the track you go. And I'm going to double check that I'm going to double check a few things. You've got this thing here, which activates all of these triggered abilities. At the moment, there's only 1, but this one, when we play it, lets us do that and activate our triggered abilities, which is cool. This one gets us a free resource. This one allows us to remove corruption from our board to our decontamination chambers. But this is the key one. So this one allows you to play one of these cards. So at the end of your turn, you can basically play one of these cards. But if you visit a house that matches the house on the card, then you get a discount of 1 resource to purchase that card. Or you can play 2 cards in that turn. So if I visit a House Yarvek ship and I play my guide to House Yarvek and I have the resources, I could then pay for that and one of these other cards. Alternatively, I could pay 1 resource less to play this card. So this is what I mean when I say there's a lot of decision making about which house you go to affects what cards you can play, which then affects the abilities that your guys are going to trigger, in addition to which influence you gain with that house, in addition to, yeah. And all of the while you're trying to juggle the Voidborn attacking the ships and making the fleet smaller and smaller, which helps us if it targets the ones that they want to be friends with. Okay, so I want to protect the House Chevalier ship. Hang on a second, I need to do something with my frigates. You only get 12 actions, 12 turns. So when you finish the board setup, you get to place out your frigate. Different house moves their marker up 1 space of the influence and places their frigate in the sector of that ship. So who do I want influence with? I wouldn't mind Chevaliers, but that then shows our hand a little. What would be good is maybe Belatan, and then if I go to Belatan, I'll get this science, which will then let me play this. Ooh, yeah, okay, I like that. I haven't removed the 3 guys yet because I still want to figure out where I want to put my ship. So what Belatan ship do I go to? So if I was to go here, this looks like the sector for me to protect. If I protect this sector and I use Belatan, and these 2 here are also 2 ships that I'm going to potentially have stuff with. All right, so I think we'll take this 1 ship from here. We'll take this 1 ship from here. And then I don't know about up there. I think I'm going to take this one here. And there's a little bit more layers to this because at the end of each round, all these guys will actually attack. If they manage to get through damage in an area where there's a rift, then they put more corruption on the board, which makes it harder for us. So we want to try and protect the ships on the rifts as much as possible. Okay, so I'm going to place my ship here, my frigate here, and that's going to gain me 1 with Yarvek. Not Yarvek, Belatan. Okay, so I think we're good to go. So I've got these, I've got my hidden influence, I've got my 2 things. So let's start with, you always start with the AI player. So the way they work is they flip a card and they've flipped House Yarvek. So they move up that track 1 space. If there's any reward on that track, they take it and get rid of it. And then they do the action that is on this thing here. They move the thing. So this tile is the Revenant. So their captain goes on the Revenant and it goes on space 1. So it's going to then take the action of deploying a ship on the board. And their priority is to deploy 1 from the house that they have the most influence with. So they will deploy 1 of these little guys. That now means there is 4 ships on the board. So now I just have to double check the exact spot they deploy that ship. Reinforce, they prefer the house. They prefer to deploy. They prefer the lowest numbered sector with the least number of voidborn ships. So number 1 has 1, but number 5 has 0. So they'll deploy in 5. Okay. And that is literally all they do. So when we move to the next one, they will use a dropship to go to a planet. Then they'll use up a fighter. Then they'll use up a arc ship, and that's it. The only time they do actions is on these two. Otherwise, they just basically put out guys, and we flip that card back and forth. Next turn, that'll do some other stuff. That's it. Okay, so our first turn. So I think we're going to use our captain. So let's just double check that I've got the captain rules correct. So my captain board is a scientist guy, I think. Yep. G'day, imparting. So the scientist guy says that each time I gain a corruption, I may gain one. Each turn I contain a corruption, I may gain 1 science or 1 tactics. During a maneuver, cool. Okay, so if I do a contain corruption action, okay, let's think about this. So what I want to do is play this surveyor card into my portfolio. To do that, I need to have 2 energy and 2 science. I currently have 1 and 1. So whatever action I take needs to be both with that faction, which is Belatan, and also gain me resources. So the first option is I could go to the Belatan ship here, and that allows me to discard 2 resources to gain 3 resources. Remember, though, that when I go to a Belatan ship, I'm going to move up this track, and that's going to gain me the science, and that is actually all I need. So there may be a better option. Where is the Belatan dropship? The Belatan dropship is here. Okay. So I could go here with the Belatan dropship, land on this planet, and take that mining action. And that would get me 1 materials and 2 neutronium. Okay. The other option is we just go to that ship. We don't take any risks. There's no value in going to the fighter. That doesn't help us much. So yeah, I think... Yeah, I think the best option is just to go to the house ship. So I'm going to take my captain and I'm going to go here to this arc ship. I gain a influence with House Belatan. So that, because I've gone up there, has gained me a science. I can now spend 2 resources of any type to gain 3, or I can play 1 operations card with a discount of 1 and draw an operations card. Maybe I should just do that, and then I can contain corruption. Ooh. That could work too. Oh, this is so exciting. I don't know what to do. I know that I'm going to take this surveyor action as my next action. So if I play this mining rig next on my frigate, I can get a really big reward for mining with this guy. And this is probably the right target to go to. So maybe... Oh, and the dropship there's 2. Okay, this is all working well, I think. As long as this guy doesn't take that mining thing, I think we're going to be okay here. Maybe. So I'm going to give up 2 resources to gain 3. What does that ship get me? That ship gets me that. I really want to go Chevaeus though, actually, to play that. So if I do that, I can go Chevaeus there, move up 3, gets me the materials I need for that. Ooh, okay, I think I've got a plan. Okay, so I'm going to use this card here. I'm going to play an operations card at 1 less cost. I'm going to play this one at 1 less cost, and that is going to go on my cadet board. Bang. I'm going to spend the 2 science and the 1 materials with a discount of 1. And I'll go to this screen. So this cadet is now a surveyor. He's excellent. Anytime I do a mining, I get to get 2 science. Science. Then, because of the action that I've taken, I get to draw a new cadet card. So we will, or a new card, it could be any, and I've got an alchemist. Okay, so that is... when I go to a drop ship, or sorry, an arc ship, I get 2 neutronium. And if I use that, I think that's like a relationship ability. So this is Alchemist number 9. So that is, during a provision effect, you may gain 1 of the provided resource or 1 energy. Then you may place a shield in your current sector or an adjacent sector. Yeah, 2 science for promotions is really, really good. Okay, that seems pretty good. The Alchemist is okay. It's with House Navarus though, so I don't like them all that much. Alright, so I've completed my captain's action. So now I have the option to, I might actually use that right now. So when I use my captain, I am going to discard a card. I'm going to discard that one that I just picked up to contain a corruption. So this is the end step action that I'm going to take. So you can either discard a card to contain corruption, or you can spend an energy. I don't have an energy, so I'm going to contain this corruption. And because of my captain, when I contain corruption, I can either move up the tactics track, or I can gain a science. I think we'll move up the tactics track. I think that's my plan. Ooh, yeah. So we'll move up the tactics track. We want to be ahead of this guy on the tactics track. That is a definite thing we want. Okay, that's my first turn. Crazy first turn. Took a long time, but we did it. That's right. I need to use my frigate to get the benefit for that, for the mining. Okay, so maybe I am mining here. Yeah, that'll work actually. That'll work. Cool. Okay, so as long as this guy doesn't take that, we're good. Okay, so we move this guy. He moves 1 step across. He's going to go on a drop ship. We don't want him to go on the orange. He goes on green. Okay, so the green drop ship is here. So they go to the closest location. There's a planet here. So he's just going to land on that planet with this drop ship. He's going to take that cube that's on there, and doesn't matter. What's... Capital gains tax sucks, by the way, does. It's absolute bullshit. Okay, so that's perfect. So that's all they do. They just basically put their dropship on a planet and prevent us from doing stuff. Fine. Back to us. Okay, so I'm going to deploy my guy that is not got a level up. And I'm going to deploy him on the House Chevaeus ship. Yep. Perfect. So I'm going to deploy him on the House Chevaeus ship. So the reason I'm doing that, the House Chevaeus ship, first of all, we gain 1 reputation. Oh, I should have given green a reputation as well with the yellow guys. All right, so yes, so I now gain a reputation with Chevaeus, and I can remove 2 spaceships. So the first spaceship I'm going to remove is here. Anytime you destroy a spaceship, you gain a tactics. Come on. Very good. And the second spaceship that I want to remove, so again, we want to protect my planets and spaceships as much as possible. At the moment, this is Yarvek, so I don't care about that. And these two are Xenor. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll take this one. And that moves me up this tactics track a second time, and when you move up there, you gain a materials, which at the end of my turn will now allow me to build this mining rig, and that one goes here on my frigate board. So I now have a mining rig. When I use my frigate and I use the mining action, I'm going to gain an extra one of these cubes, and I'm going to gain a materials, and I'm going to gain 2 science. Get around it. So that's done. So that was my end of turn action. I didn't get a discount on that because I had not used that house. I used house Chevaeus, but we got, again, this is good now. This looks like our highest house, but Chevaeus is our second highest house. Very cool. All right, so this is just going to go on a fighter, and it's going to go on the house Yarvek, is it? Yep, Yarvek fighter. So they're moving up house Yarvek quite a lot. Not there. Here it is. Pew. They don't do anything with that. Normally when you land on a fighter ship, you shoot down some dudes, but not in this one. When the Harbinger goes down also, he's supposed to put out a corruption, but the Revenant can't have corruption, so that is all. And that's his turn. Fantastic. That's it. So my turn on my third and final turn. So clearly, I'm going to use my frigate. So when I use your frigate, or anytime you do a frigate or a dropship action, you can actually move your spaceship. So I'm going to move my spaceship 1 space, and there's things that actually increases how far you can move. And I am going to drop down onto this planet as a mining action. So this bottom action, all of these have 2 choices. I'm taking this token, by the way. All of these have 2 choices. One of those choices will net you corruption, and one of those choices will net you no corruption, but usually a lesser effect. Now for us, we want to go to the one that has the mining tag. In this instance, it is going to net us a corruption. So we're going to take the corruption on our frigate board. Boop. And then we're going to choose to take this bottom action. So that's going to gain us 2 materials and a neutronium. Perfect. Then, because we've done a mining action with our frigate, we're going to gain a materials and a research cube, science cube. And then, because of us doing that with this cadet, we're going to gain 2 science. Yeah, science. And, all right, I'll just double check the surveyor's rules. So this is a good turn. This is what we built our turn up towards. So the surveyor cadet card, 24, C22 supplier. During your bonus action, a single time when you play an operations card, you may spend 1 less, and then you may draw 1 operations card. When taking the affiliate, you may draw the new operations card before using to play a second. Yeah, nice. Okay, so we'll do that. So we will, now at the end of our turn, with this guy, because we're doing this, we're going to play a card for 1 less. Where did I do that? No. That's if I trigger this ability, which I am about to. Hang on. No, that's when you do a containment, and it's important. This is actually, so this dark area is for your captain, and only your captain. So when you do an action with your captain that gets you a containment, you'll gain that benefit. So we don't get that reward. That's only when we do an action with our captain. So the timing of when you place out your guys is so crucial. So yeah, so I'm now going to take my end step action and I'm going to play an operations card with a discount of 1. So I'm going to play, the discount is going to be this neutronium, boop, right here. And this is in addition to this action here. So I still have the option to also play a second card after I resolve this. So the first thing I'm going to do is gain materials, or energy, sorry, from this. And then I'm going to draw 3 operations cards, and I'll be able to potentially play one of these. So I think we definitely go a cadet for our first one. A savant. When the cadet uses this board, oh, look at that. Oh my God, this is, yeah, so this one we obviously take for sure. Oh, we have to take, yeah, that one will go on my same cadet. When he uses the frigate, we get 2 science. We're going to have so much science. Okay, I definitely think we'll take another cadet card because I need to have 3 of them to get my end game scoring. Okay, so this is an innovator. So this says, I've also forgot to do something, which I'll do in a second. This one says anytime you gain damage, anytime you do damage, you can pay 1 science if you're using a fighter to gain all +1 damage on all cadets as if using your frigate. I'm going to have to read the description of that. Yeah, so this one, the frigate will definitely continue mining. That'll go on the surveyor. So yeah, so that's frigate mining guy for sure. This one, if we place that on him and he then starts using fighters, that'll be fine. I think the next one we'll take will actually be a frigate card. So this is Defense Matrix. Move up to 2 shields. Wow, from your frigate sector to any sectors. Okay. Well, I can't play that one yet because I don't get a discount on this next one. I have to pay for it out and out. So the only one I can play is this innovator. The question is, do I want to? Let's read it. Let's read the innovator and find out. So that's yeah, really good turn. I'm very happy with that turn, and we now get to see the end of turn step. There's going to be some damage going out on the boards. G'day, Eiffel. Innovator. I need to read that. When using a fighter, you may spend 1 science to use the extra damage from your played frigate cards during this fighter attack. Okay, yeah. The damage from number 12, homing torpedoes. Yep, okay. See number 1, logistics. You gain 1 science for each of your crew members in a ship. Okay, I don't think that one's much chop. So I don't think we'll play Innovator. When you use your frigate, you do still gain stuff with a house. You gain a hidden influence. It's another Chevaeus. So I definitely... So at any time you can discard a hidden influence to take a resource of your choice. If I was to do that, then I could put this Savant card into play. Or we just hold on. Savant card requires 2 energy. Oh, that's tough, man. That's tough. I can't do Defense Matrix either. Okay. I think I'm going to hold fire and not do anything with my second card. Yeah, I mean that's fine. All right, I'll buy that one. I'll do the innovator. I need to have 3 of those cards, so I think we're better off doing that rather than nothing. So that's 2 science and 1 energy, and that's it. Okay, so that's the end of the round. So at the end of the round, we do this step. So all little guys come back. 1, 2, 3 for the bad guys. 1, 2, 3 for the good guys. Okay, we then, I have no idea what that one is. Reset the turn track. Oh yeah, that's right. Ships come off planets back into the sector. And that's this. Okay, so now in each sector, one after another, all of these Voidborn ships attack. So in this sector, plus this one, this one, this one, and this one, I get to determine how those damages are allocated. Because I'm the man. So we don't want House Belatan to get destroyed, because that's one of mine. So we're going to start here anyway. So space 1, there's no Voidborn ships, so there's no attacking here. I removed all the Voidborn ships. Here, there's 2 damage cubes that need to be allocated. Now, first of all, I get to decide this completely. So I'm going to go here for the first damage, and then the second damage, I'm going to go here as well. So I'm going to destroy that ship. So that ship is gone. Because that ship's destroyed, this goes down to 2. So there's now only 2 of those ships on the board, which means their stuff is going to count less. Come on. So now, in this sector, again, no spaceships, so no damage needs to be allocated. Here, House Xenor, he's in charge of House Xenor, and he's in charge of that. This one, I still get to decide. So I think at the moment, we'll keep our options open, and we'll just go 1 on each, and that's it. I'd like to be able to use that drop ship. Here, once again, I've done a good job. There's no ships on this rift, so no damage. Unfortunately, that does benefit them with House Yarvek and their drop ship. Up here, so they have 1 House Yarvek, so I'm going to put 1 there. Sorry, he actually gets to decide. So I get to decide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those ones are done. He gets to decide this one, and this one, and this one. So he gets to decide these 3, and I'll decide that one. So Sector 6, I really think there'll be some like fun interactions in how you blow up other people's ships and how other people choose to attack and stuff. I think that's going to be really interesting. Okay, you are the resolving player in a sector with your frigates. In sectors where the corrupted crew is resolving, ships of the house they have the least influence with. So this sector here, they are going to add it to those guys because they have the least influence with. 1, 2. So that's orange, and they have the least influence with orange versus the other one. The next location is the same deal. So they are going to choose to do it the ones with the least influence they have, followed by ships of the house I have the most influence with. So there is this guy here. So they're going to go 1 on the drop ship, and then 2 on the drop ship, I think. So they'll destroy that drop ship, which drops them down to 2 as well. Yep. And this one here, I get to decide how that's allocated. So I think I'm going to destroy this drop ship as well, green, 1, 2. So they're now down to just their arc ship on the board. Come on, little guy, get out of there. There is... I had a card in my last practice game which allowed me to deploy a ship as a cadet action with my materials, or with my energy. And I think there's other ways to deploy ship. I think one of the arc ships lets you deploy a ship. The House Yarvek ship lets you deploy a ship. Yep. Cool. So that's all of the attacks. Now, in a sector where the Voidborn did damage and there is a rift, a corruption appears. I get to place the corruption. I'm just going to place it on this fighter. I don't think we're going to do anything with that. No other rifts sustain damage, so we don't have to do anything with that. Now, more guys arrive on the board from the rifts. So in a solo game, that's damage. That's it. Everything's done. Perfect. The Revenant didn't sustain any damage. We now go on to this phase. Now this is, again, as I said at the start, it's just like Battlestar Galactica. If you hyper jump to a new system, then new Voidborn don't come out of the rift and you hyper jump instead. If you don't hyper jump, then more Voidborn start pouring out of the rifts. So each rift we roll this dice and that tells us how many new guys deploy. So in this instance, that says 4, but because we're playing solo, you do 1 less. So 3 spaceships have just deployed over here. This rift is a 1, but we still deploy a minimum of 1. This rift here is a 2, which goes down to 1. And this rift up here is a 2, which goes down to a 1. Well, you do want to be jumping, or do you? So the cool thing about the jumping is the person who jumps gets to pick which location they go to. There's a reward for going to those locations, but there's a cost. You have to spend your neutronium to do it. But that changes up the complexity of the board. Yeah, quite cool. So anyway, that's the cycle 1 Voidborn locations. Now we have a different space that we can hyper jump to. So we're going to flip out 3 new ones. 1, 2, 3. I have to take my jumper off. We put these cubes back on the board, discovery cubes, because you can now go and discover those again. And everyone draws new tactics cards, that's right. So the tactics cards, or sorry, not tactics cards, the operations cards, is dependent on your captain's level. So if you level up your captain, you get a lot of benefits. Anytime you draw hidden influence, you get to draw 2 or 3 or 4 and choose one. At the start of the next round, you get to take more operations cards. And this one is occasionally your tactics track will get reset, and this will tell you what level you get reset to on the tactics track. So leveling up your captain seems like a pretty good thing to do. Pretty good thing to do. So we get to draw 2 cards. So I think I'll take a frigate upgrade. What do we get? We can place out a shield and gain an energy. Yeah, that's fantastic. So that'll be a frigate upgrade. Now, do I want another option for my Savant? No, I think I'll take one of those immediate effect ones. What do we get? Overcharge. I get to do 2 actions that have to be the same, I think that will be. Okay, they're all good. They're all good. So that's the end of round 1. Round 2, fight! So we'll speed up a little bit now. I think I've got a handle on it. So the Voidborn goes here. Anytime you pass over this little tab, they gain a tactics. They're going to deploy on an arc ship. The arc ship that they deploy on is with House Yarvek. They gain another reputation with House Yarvek. And the House Yarvek ship is here. Anytime their guy who's in charge deploys, he puts out a corruption on that ship. And he doesn't do anything with that. That's their turn. Okay. So, what do I want to achieve this turn? Now, one thing that I know is going to happen, absolutely for a concrete fact, is they are going to use hyperjump. So, in this It's a little bit more automated in the solo version of the game. It's always going to deploy a ship in the first turn, then the next time it hits this, it's always going to jump, then the next time it does it, it's going to hit a ship, and then the last time it does it, it's going to choose a colony. So I know we're jumping at the end of this turn. No, it starts at 1, doesn't it? No, it starts at 1, but there is a marker on this track at 3. So when it hits that marker, it does something, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe not. Place a player marker on the tactics track. No, you're right. It should be there as well. Okay, so it's actually moved to there. Perfect, good call. Yes, and if you jump first, then you get to decide where you go, and you get to get the reward from going to the jump. So potentially, if I want to jump, I would do it right now. If I wanted to jump. There's a cost to do that though, and at this point in time, I think we'll just let him do the jump, and I'll focus on upgrading my ships a little more, I think. So if I was to go to house, so if I was to go do a mining action with my surveyor guy on my frigate, I can go back to this location. I can get potentially lots of stuff out of that at the cost of corruption, but I may be better off going on a dropship elsewhere. If I was to go on this orange one, I would get a discount. Yeah, it's tricky. Going on your dropship does get you a hidden influence. I could also go Chevaeus. If I was to go Chevaeus dropship here, move across, I would also get to immediately contain a corruption. If I was to deploy on a House Xenor frigate, then I could deploy my defense matrix at the end of the turn. And keep in mind, I don't have to use my frigates to do mining. I can use my frigate to do other things. Like if I deploy this defense matrix here, even if I use my frigate to mining, I get to actually put out 2 shields and gain 2 energy. So maybe, so I might do the captain. I'm the captain now. And if I contain a corruption with my captain, I'll gain a science or I'll move up the tactics track. And so, this action here is just gain an energy. I like that a lot. Whatever I do, I want to play this card this turn, so that my surveyor guy gets huge benefits, huge tracts of land. But I want to play this frigate as well. Okay, so if I was to go to the shield generator option on here, the Yarvik ships that I could go to are what? Okay, so this is quite good. G'day, Gerard. G'day, Daryl. So this planet is called Caridon. Every planet has a little thing in the glossary. 25. Gain 1 material and 1 neutronium. Remove up to 3 damage anywhere from the Revenant and or contain 1 corruption from a house ship. But that gets me the neutronium and the material to contain a corruption. Or something, I can't remember what that does. When you get 3 cubes, no, you get a hidden influence, I think. Yeah, we need to do the contain so I get the science or the tactics track. Yep. Yeah, I gain a hidden influence if I get 3 of those. Oh man, there's so many options. So I also don't want to do my innovator because he gets me 1 science for each of my cadets that are on ships with a different house affiliation. Actually, he's only going to get me 1 science anyway. So maybe we just do him because this guy's going on my frigate for sure. So yeah, let's just do him first and then I can save the captain for another time. So he's going to get me a science. I want to play the frigate board on the frigate, this one here, defense matrix. If I play a House Xenor location, I can get a discount on that, which will mean I'll be able to play it without any other cost. So what Xenor location can I go to that is going to gain me the most value? So the House Xenor Archship is here. And that is discard 1 operations card to copy an occupied planet effect. Okay, I don't really want to discard an operations card. So is there a Xenor fighter or a Xenor dropship? Okay, this could be an option as well, actually. That could be a very tasty option. I just can't go there with my frigate. No, that sucks, Deno. You're a fucking idiot. Oh, but I could copy that. How badly do I want that Savant? I want the Savant. I want the defense matrix very badly. This game is wild, man. This game is absolutely wild. What do you do here? What do you do? Prodigy Savant. Savant does give us more movement. Yes. Okay. You're a genius. You're a genius. And that means we could go here to this, mine this one. That'll be even better, I think. Okay. You're a genius, Militides. You're the best. All right, so I need to play. I'm going to play Defense Matrix. So I'm going to go here to this dropship. Bang. When you go to a dropship, you can move 1 space here and land on a planet. I'll land here on this planet. Because I have used that guy, I get 1 science for each of my cadets with a different house affiliation. Because I've gone to Xenor, I get 1 influence with Xenor. I land on that dropship, I get 1 of these cubes. That gains me a hidden influence. It's another Chevaeus. I did shuffle that at the start of the game, I promise. 4 neutronium. And then I'm going to take another neutronium and an energy. Okay, so that is all done. 1 card with a discount, or play 2 cards, because I am going to play this defense matrix. So when I play defense matrix, cost me these ones. Boom. Anytime I use my frigate, I gain 2 energy, and I get to place out 2 shield tokens to protect the ships that we want to protect. It's excellent! Then I can also play a second card, so I'll play one of these immediate effects, which is going to be overcharge, spending these 2, bang bang. And I will take 2 purple actions. So purple action number 1, energy, and the second is draw 2 cards. So I'll draw 2 cards. I also get, because I've placed one of these here, a resource of our choice. So we'll draw 2 cards. I'm definitely using that one. So I'll take another instant. Saving Grace. Remove all damage from any ship to gain 1 with the house of that ship. That's nice. And I think I'll take another cadet card just in case. Yeah. Absorbing shield. Oh, that's a frigate board. Okay, I've taken frigate board. Wow. Our frigate's all about shields now. So I'm going to take a science. That's it. So that was taking this end step to draw 2 cards. Okay, perfect. As I'm sure you figured out, there's a lot of layered decision making in this game about how well you use your actions. I've got 4 Chevaliers Hidden Influence. That's so good. So I'm just going to shuffle these so I don't get more Chevaliers. All right, now this guy's going to go, boom, and he is going to take action number 1, which is do a hyper jump. He's also going to gain a reputation with House Zenor. What a dickhead. What a dickhead. Okay, that's done. So now, when he does the hyper jump, he chooses 1 at random. I'm pretty sure. Hypercharge. Skip the... Yep. Randomly discard. Shift the phase skip token of the current cycle 1 space. Yeah, we don't do that till the end of the turn when we do the actual hyper jump. Yeah. Cool. Randomly discard scanner cards. Perfect. If the remaining shard shows a place shuttle benefits. Okay, so we're going to reveal one of these. Thanks, Daryl. Yeah, I was pretty happy with how we went in the first episode. Okay, so that's the colony card that we're going to be heading towards next turn. Yes, so this tells us, or this should be here, this tells us now that we're going to hyper jump at the end of this turn. So when we do this, and then we hyper jump. So that's their captain done. Sorry, this guy. Done. All right, so I'm going to use my surveyor, and he's going to be a legend. So he's going to go into our frigate. So we draw another, oh my god, 5 House Chevaliers. That'd deploy one of their ships. That'd be awesome. Okay, when I use this, oh no, I didn't deploy that. I can only move 1 space. Dano, you're a fucking idiot. Abort mission. We do the captain. Because I need to deploy my Savant, which means I need 2 energy. Oh, I also get an energy, so 1 energy and 2 cards. Okay. So now we're possibly okay. Orange ship. Then we are going to get to play that card at a discount, which will be fine. And that is definitely what we want to do. So where is an orange ship of value? So I don't want to go to the drop ship. I wanted to get an action that will gain me a contain corruption. If I do that, then I get either a tactics track or a science. I think I would take the tactics track as well. So the orange arc ship is I can move 4 spaceships. It's crazy. Or copy your frigate, resolve its effect if you had boarded it. So your frigate can also shoot. It can fly around and shoot as if it was a fighter. Our captain's not much good at that at this point in time. Whatever we want to do, we want to remove corruption somehow. And we should be able to do that. The other option is do some fighters with the orange ship. No. Okay, second option is do I just forget about going to an orange ship and just do something that's going to gain me resources and then pay for the card normally. That might be better. I just need 2 energy. Maybe we go to the yellow arc ship, place out some shield tokens. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So I'm going to send my captain here. Is this giving me a... Yeah, I might discard my... discard a card to contain a corruption, but then I can't play a ship. What a dickhead. Oh, fuck this game. Okay, maybe I discard a Chevaeus so I can do something that's going to remove corruption. My captain is not removing corruption. Ooh. Could go to the green location, House Novaris. Yeah, maybe we go to House Novaris. Actually, no, I think I like the orange plan. I think we're going to go back to the orange plan. Okay, here's what's going to happen. I can do my frigate. My captain, whenever my captain activates, he actually does get an extra movement. So I could move my frigate 2 spaces and then do a strafing shooting action. That seems interesting. Okay. And yeah, because my captain gets that bonus move, the other option is I could go up there and take that mining cube with my thing. That gets me 2 energy when I use my frigate. And when I use my frigate to mine... Ooh! Okay, we're doing this. My captain. Oh, captain, my captain. He's going here. That gains me a friendship with the orange family. So I am going to then use the second option to pretend that my captain is in my frigate. Resolve its effect as if you boarded it. So I'm going to move 2 because my captain can move my frigate 2 spaces because he is my captain. And when I go there, I'm going to land on that planet with my frigate. Boom. So I'm going to place out a corruption to take this mining action. That gains me a materials and 2 neutronium for doing that. The second thing is, when I use my thing, I get to place out 2 shield tokens in the sector that I'm in, and 2 energy. Perfect. And then, because I've done a mining tag, I also get another one of those. Boop, boop. And a materials for doing the mining. And this is now looking very promising. I can put a shield generator on my frigate as well as play the Savant. Oh, shit. Shit. And when I do this, I can play more cards. What the fuck? This is amazing. Okay, just relax, Deno. Just relax. It's all okay. Remove all damage from any spaceship to gain 1 with that house of that ship. Ooh, I could remove it from orange. Okay, So these 2 shield tokens go here. Boom. So they protect that ship from attack. And that's good because Belatan is my house. And so we're protecting my house. Perfect. So the captain has done the end of his turn. I get to choose one of these. How was I going to do a corruption? How was I going to do a corruption? I feel like I have... Actually, do I need to do a corruption? Probably not. Certainly not at this juncture. It's just for one move up the tactics track. Yep, so I will then play 2 cards. I'm going to play Savant for 2 energy and 1 science. And then I'm going to play Absorbing Shield or Shield Generator. So my frigate, if I was to do this one, it would let me play a shield token anywhere on the board and gain an energy as one of my little purple actions. But no, I think the shield generator is maybe better. So we'll go the shield generator, these 2 and this. So that is place down a shield token. I'm going to assume in the same location as your ship is and gain an energy. And I'm going to assume that, no, I don't get that now, but I will get that next turn. That is exceptional stuff. I really like this game. Okay, so that's done. That's my captain's turn. So these guys are going to go to a drop ship. They're going to choose... Oh no, they're going to steal that location from me. Novarus. The Novarus drop ship is not on the board. What do we do? Yep, we've got the 3 cadet cards. And now we just need to make sure that there's no drop ships. Okay, move the ship. Reveal 1 card from the hidden influence deck, and the corrupted crew gains influence. Drop ship. Gain influence. Board with crew. If the target ship is occupied or the ship is not on the board, repeat the change assignment and tactics bonus step. So it's going to go to the green fighter. That is also not on the board. Oh, so it's going to go to this one. It's going to gain an influence and it's going to go to the green arc ship. Cool. I do need to flip that, yes. Oh, that's bullshit. It means... Oh, no, that's excellent. The Revenant's not going to do anything. Okay, that's cool. So that's it. That's an easy turn. All right, our turn. So our guy, our cadet, is definitely going into our little thing. So first of all, if that cadet uses the frigate, which is, we get 2 science. Job done. When the frigate moves, we can do all this stuff. Holy shit, this is awesome. He's going to get 2 more science because he is a legend. He'll fly up to 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3 down to here. When he goes there, he's going to gain energy. 3. Place out some shield tokens. So I can actually do those along the way. I don't care about Yarvik being destroyed. I do care about that a little bit being destroyed. But maybe here is better. No, I want the Yarvik ones destroyed. I don't want that. So I'll put the shield tokens here. Cool. And then I'm going to land on this planet. Because I'm doing a mining on this planet, I gain a materials and I gain a discovery cube. The materials and the discovery cube, I then discard those to grab another hidden influence. It's yellow. So we might keep that. And then here, when I do this mining action, I gain a neutronium and a materials. So as my end step now, I can play a card for a discount. Now remember, you can also shuffle these around at any time. So I just want to make sure I'm doing the surveyor right. So during your bonus action, a single time when you play an operations card, when taking the affiliate bonus action, mining rig and surveyor bonus. Yeah, I did that one. And I did that one. Yep, I've done all of the bonuses, I'm pretty sure. So now I've got a full board of resources and I don't have enough. Remove all damage from any ship to gain 1 from that ship. Seems nice. I can play 1 for cheaper. The other option is I level up my captain, and that allows us to draw 2 hidden influence. Now I think we do the 2 cards one. Okay. I am going to shuffle these around. So my science is up here. And I'm going to spend this one for a discount of 1. 1 materials and 1 neutronium to play that card. That gains me a neutronium or a materials back. I'll take a materials. I then get to draw a card because of the surveyor. And I'll take the instant card. That is, yeah, you gain... Oh yeah, it actually probably is. I was just treating it as gain a resource, but it's probably a discount. So that's a stealth mode shuttle. Move your shuttle to any sector. That's quite good for shield tokens, actually. That's cool. So I'm going to play this one as Saving Grace. Oh, I haven't played that one yet. Remove all damage from any ship. I'm going to remove it from this one. Boom, boom. And gain 1 reputation with them. That's going to cost me 1, 2, 3. And I'll take that. These all slide down, I think. And I can then play this stealth card, which I actually might do, maybe. No, I'll keep that in my hand in case I want to do the shields for a second time. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, so not a bad turn. I really want to start removing this corruption, but I'm so excited about playing these cards, so it's hard. Okay, so end of round step triggers. Everyone gets their little friends back on their board. My guys. 1, 2, 3, go to here. Then dropships come off planets. And then tactics track, so they're always first, so that doesn't matter. But it does mean that they get to choose the priority in 5 of the systems now, and we choose 3. We now do the damage. Okay, so here. So there is 3. My guy is here. Oh, I do actually want to allocate these. In my choosing. So 3 of these will get placed, and they're going to go on the one that they have the least with. So Xenor, 1 on Xenor, 1 there, 1 there. Yep. Because they've actually got higher than we do with Xenor, so I think they would prioritize that. Space 2, they'll try and kill orange. 1, 2, they'll kill orange. Orange is destroyed. You don't think I can move them, Phil? Yeah, I might not be able to, mate. I'll just put these ones back here. I had an absolute plethora of resources, so my next action is just going to be to clear those anyway. Okay, so that's done. So there's now one less ship from, what color were they? I don't remember. Orange? 2 ships with orange. Here, there's no shields. Their priority is to go on the one that we have the most with, which is this one. Unfortunately, they are going to put out a corruption at the end of this turn because we have the thing. I get to choose where these are allocated. Xenor or yellow. Both of them are fine. I want there to be more drop ships on the board at the end of the game, so I'm going to put 2 here. Here, we're going to put 1 on House Yarvik. I'm actually going to destroy that little ship. So Yarvik goes back down to 3. And then here, I get to choose this one. 3 shields blocks all the damage. Up here, 3 shields blocks all the damage. And this one, they have 3 damage coming in. And their priority is they want to protect green, they want to protect yellow, red or yellow, so they'll actually go on red. So Chevaeus will get 1, 2, it'll be destroyed, and then 3 will go on yellow, and that's going to put one of these out. So we get 1 here. Yeah, all shields have to be in the sectors that they were in. So I'm going to put it on the yellow fighter here. 1 damage was sustained here, so I'm going to put it on the orange ship here. And then 1 damage was sustained here, which I did. That one. 1 damage was sustained here. I think I have to put that there. And that's it. Cool. So now we skip that phase and we now move on to this. So we discard all the planets. We discard all the rifts. We discard all of the Voidborn ships without gaining any tactics for them. Boo. And then we reset our tactics tracks markers. Mine goes to 0. So my captain is only level 0, so I don't get any benefit there. Theirs stays where it is because it's bullshit. Then we take the card that we're going to, this location, and we set the board based on these. So there's going to be 3 Voidborn here. There's going to be 2 here. There's going to be 3 here. There's going to be 2 here. 2 here. 3 here. And 2, 3 up the top. Then we can remove 3 of those because we're playing solo. And we can do that, which is nice. We then deal ourselves out 3 new planets. So we have Volacor, we have Bremixus, and we have Valenquois. They all gain discovery, boot, cubes, boot. And that's it. And then the rifts are placed last of all. We've got a rift here, we've got a rift here, we've got a rift here, and we've got a rift here. And that is the end of that phase. So that's gone. We now flip out 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's good. All mines. They call it a mine. A mine. We need to clear corruption there really badly. That's a real problem for us. And the tactics track is a real issue. I think I'd like to level up my captain maybe, but let's see. Okay, so their turn. So they're going to go here. They're going to flip that. They've got another green guy. They're going to place their captain on the Revenant, and that is deploy a ship. The ship that they will deploy, I think they're going to put a green ship back on the board, which is bullshit. They prefer the house ship arc ship, then drop ship. So they're going to put a green drop ship out on the board. And they go on the lowest numbered sector with the least dudes. There's a green drop ship. Piss off. All right, our turn. And there's now 2 of those. G'day, Zwex. Yeah, this one's full on, but I like it. Thanks for watching Miniature Masters, by the way, mate. Very much appreciated. Oh, and I also get to draw one of these and one of these at the end of the turn. Yeah, more dropships is good. Discard a card to level up my captain. Ooh, that'll happen. That'll definitely happen. A miner. Oh, that guy has actually got a second one of those to give me a lot more science. Okay, I'm intrigued by this now. All right, what do I want to achieve? So remember, we've got secret Chevaeus stuff happening up there. So our Chevaeus situation is good, but maybe we should go to Chevaeus anyway with our captain to kill 2 guys and do this. And that'll remove a corruption, which will get a science, which could be good. Yeah, I like that plan quite a lot. So let's send the captain to the House Chevaeus dropship. Arc ship. And I'm going to kill 2. Oh, I get to remove 3 from any sector I want, actually. So we want to protect. Fenrax. We want to protect Chevaeus. We want to protect Belatan. So where is my Belatan ships at? There's 1. There's 2. Might try and build another one next turn, maybe. Okay. I want to get this guy to safety, actually. Okay, so I'm going to remove this guy here. I'm going to remove orange. This guy here. I want that Yarvek one to be destroyed. I'm sure I'll be okay, mate. Yellow is, those 2 are bad for me. So yeah, I think I definitely want that to be destroyed. I might just take this one off. Cool. Yep, so now I can remove 2 spaceships anywhere, which moves me up the tactics track twice. So maybe we try and push up Xenor a little bit, because there's quite a few Xenors in spaces where I would like to go. So I'm going to remove those 2. Okay, my captain now has the option at the end of the turn to play a... Oh, sorry, we went to Chevaeus, so we go here, and that removes or contains a corruption straight away. So we'll contain that corruption straight away. And that gains me a science or moves me up the tactics track. I think we'll move up the tactics track. Yep. And that gains me a materials. Okay, so these all slide down. Now I can play a card. And I think I want to play this brain stimulation. And we'll just make sure I've got that one right. That's 25. Command card 25. Play 1 cadet card for no resource cost, or increase the rank of your captain. I will increase the rank of my captain for brain stimulation, and then draw a card. I'll draw another immediate one. So my captain is now rank 2. Exceptional. Exceptional. A populist rally. Gain 1 with any house. Sick. Okay, go House Chevaeus. Let's go. I might be taking this action to move all spaceships. Try and get this guy to safety. That might be good, actually. All right, so that's Captain over. So next one, they're going to go to a dropship of House Orange, House Fenrax. Is there a House Fenrax Orange dropship on the board? Nope, that's destroyed. So they'll try to go to an Orange House Fenrax Fighter. Is there a House Fenrax Fighter? There is. Here he goes. Boop. That's all he does. So back to us. So it's my 2 cadets. So I'm definitely better off using my first cadet here. See ya, Zwex. So I'm going to use this cadet, and he's going to use my little guy. Oh, this doesn't go there, Deno. That goes here, you doofus. Okay. So I've still got this one in play. Good call, good call. So I get to draw 2 hidden influence cards now because I have rank 2 captain. So it's Orange or Belatan. Both of those are good, but Belatan has ships that I can protect a little bit better. So I think we'll take Belatan. Cool. So then we want to do a mining. We probably just want to stay right where we are, right? That's too... Oh, hang on a second. Do I want to start doing some strafing runs? I'm going to get so many resources right now. It is wild. Absolutely wild. See you, iFlower. Thanks, mate. I appreciate your advice and tips for this game because this is a very interesting game that I like a lot, that has a lot of potential, that probably is maybe going to be slightly better at multiplayer. Maybe not even slightly. If I mine, I'm just going to have resources go to waste. If I strafing run, I'm going to get tactics. This guy does not gain me any benefit for... no, you can only hold resources where you are. Okay, I'm going to do that anyway, but I'm going to do a strafing run. So I've used my frigate, so I get 2 science from this one. And now my frigate can move and do some cracking firepower. And I do want to protect somewhere. So I can move with this guy, I can move an extra 2 spaces. So I can move my frigate anywhere I want. And I'm going to place out 3 shield tokens, which seems very nice. So where do I want the shield tokens to go? Yellow. That one I want to blow up. Green I want to blow up. Yellow I want to blow up. I really just want to protect this guy, don't I? Maybe we push Xenor. So I might go here, and this has the added advantage of putting out rifts, protecting us from the rift damage. So 3 shields, and that comes from here and here. I can get 3 energy. I can get a Magillion energy, whatever I want here. Yeah, crazy. And then I'll shoot with my frigate. I can just do 1 damage. I'll just do 1 damage. Kill that guy, move up the tactics track 1 space. And that will be that for that frigate. At the end of the turn, I can discard a card to contain a corruption, or materials, energy to contain a corruption, or I can activate all of these abilities. I think that lets me activate all of them. Let me just double check that. If it does, that's crazy. It might just be activate one. Bonus action, page 19. Resolve all your abilities with an activate icon in any order. Move up to 2 shields from your sector to any sector. That's place out a shield token and gain energy. Let's do that stuff. I might do that last though. I might use my... Yep. I might use this to play cards. Yeah, so at the you do one turn, you do your action, and then you always get to do a bonus action at the end of the turn. Now, anytime you get to do a bonus action at the end of the thing. So this guy, when he plays a card, he gets a discount of 1. So I'm going to play this Populist Rally, which costs me 1 of those. I don't have a Neutronium. How do I not have any Neutronium at all? Okay. Instead, I'll play this Miner, which costs me that and that on my guy. And then I get to draw a card. I will draw one of these. Political Realignment. Again, need a Neutronium. And I can now play one of these cards, but I will not. That's a shame. I don't think you need to do a house ship, to reiterate what I was saying there. That's a shame. I probably... Oh, do I get to take 2? No, I need to take 1. What a shame, what a shame, what a shame, what a... Would like to rank up my captain again as well, actually. Yeah, these cadets are superstars. Okay, this guy, he's going to move up the tactics track. He's going to go to an arc ship of House Orange. There is an arc ship of House Orange. He's going to do that. He's taken the action that I was going to do. What an absolute dickhead. You're a dickhead. That's how I feel about you, mate. You're an absolute scumbag puss bucket. Okay. C'est la vie. Go Chevais. Chevais is looking sharp. Where's my other Chevais ship? Oh no, that's been destroyed. They're down to 2 as well. What an idiot. I need to protect those ships. Alright, my last turn with this guy. So he can do some good stuff, but I sort of want to do my captain, I think. Move your cadet to any sector. Populist Rally. Political Realignment. If he does mining, we get 1,000,000. We get 1,000,000 materials. As soon as I do this, I'm going to gain 2 science. So I can rank up my captain to rank 3. That does seem pretty good. I'm going to let me draw 3 cards at the end of the turn. That seems pretty good. We could hyper jump. I don't think I want to hyper jump. That's right, I was going to activate these. Yep. So that's anywhere. That's take 2 cards. Let's move 2 to any sectors. Yep, okay, cool. I like that plan. I like that plan. So the best ship for me to go to then is the one that lets me contain a corruption, I think. No, that's not going to work, but I can do that there. So yep, I'm going to send this guy to House Xenor to gain a reputation with Xenor. I am going to then do this bottom action, which is discard one of these. I'm just going to discard this stealth mode. Don't think we need it. And that allows me to replicate any arcship effect. I'm going to replicate the green arcship effect, which is going to allow me to draw 2 cards and contain a corruption. I'll take this. reflector. Yep, fantastic. And this, oh, static discharge, sensational. And then I will, reflector. So good. Then I will remove the corruption from here. When you clear all of these off, I think you get to take a hidden influence when you do that, when you clear all of your stuff. Discovery queue. Yeah, when you have 3, immediately discard them and gain a hidden influence. So I now get to take 2 and choose one, yellow or Xenor. We'll take Xenor. Done. And that is the end of my turn with this guy. So now I can activate. I've got 2 options here. I cannot worry about Belatan. I can let that ship die. Or I can activate all these. Yeah, I kind of want to rank up my captain. Oh, captain, my captain. That'll be good. That'll be worth it, I think. All right, I'm going to rank up the captain. Oh, what was that one? Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. I may have missed some materials there, but I don't feel like we're short on materials. So captain goes to rank 3. Yeah, activating all of those abilities would be awesome. And putting out this reflector would be awesome as well. But I want to have a big last turn. So we'll do that. All right, end of round 3. We didn't hyper jump. So all little guys are coming home. And how cool is it flying around with my frigate just doing mad shit. Perfect. And then drop ships fly off. Good. Tactics track, he's always first. So now we're going to do an attack phase. I don't know why that's got a question mark. But, yep, so we're going to do the 1 to 8. Oh, I think it's that one. Yeah, cool. Okay, so this sector has no spaceships in it, so no damage. This sector has no spaceships in it, so no damage. This sector has no spaceships, so no damage. This sector has 3 shields, so no damage. This sector, I get to decide how those are allocated. I would like to put both of those on this House Yarvek ship and fuck it off. It's a drop ship. How many dropships are on the board? There's still 4. Ooh. One's here, one's here, one's here, and one's here. 4 dropships, baby. Let's protect them at all costs. Okay, so that was number 5. So I only get to do these 3. So he chooses here. So his preference is a ship that I have, he has the most with. So he's going to put 2 onto the Yarvek gunship. He's got more with them, so that's fine. Here, there's 3 damage being allocated. His preference is to go on yellow. 1, 2. I think he'll go here rather than destroy a ship. Here, that guy's blown up. Bit of a shame. He's down to 1 ship, and that's it. These little things are hard to pull out. Come on, you fucker. There we go. Okay, so that's all of those. We now put out corruption. There is no damage here, no damage here, damage there, but there's no spaceships left, and there is already corruption there, so that's it. And the final turn, so rolling the dice to add more guys in the rift. So here, that's adding 1 guy. Here, that's adding 1, and it's adding 1 in each adjacent sector, which I didn't roll last turn. This rift, 1 and 1 in each adjacent sector. No! Leave Brittany alone! This rift, 1. Done. Okay. Whew. Then rifts are done. The discovery cube's back on planets. In the last phase of the game, just like in Battlestar Galactica, we've made it to a colony. And if we had have played this better, we would have actually potentially gotten to choose which colony we would end in. Because when you jump, you get to choose the colony. And if it's a house that you have the most reputation with, you'll get a benefit out of that because it counts as an extra ship. So fortunately, it's got Yarvek, which sucks for us, but you get 2 points for every 4 resources you have. Losing 2 points for each corruption on your house board. Or Belatan, which is 1 per science to a maximum of 6. Okay, that could work. That could work. But I think he's going to choose, and I think he's going to choose that one. Because he's going first, and he's going on the Revenant again. What a dickhead. What an absolute dickhead. Okay. This guy's a scumbag. This is the last round. How long's the game gone? Oh yeah, it's going to be about 2 hours. I think that's not bad. I've checked a lot of rules, and I've taken my time. Okay, so he is going to go to the hyper jump phase. If it's the 4th cycle, choose the colony which shows the house they have the most influence with. Remove the other colonies from the game. Okay, so he's definitely choosing that one, which is most resources. Yeah, okay. Now, there's also something that I'm supposed to do. When he reaches space 6 on the tactics track, he is actually supposed to do something. So let's make sure I do that. On the tactics track. So I think he draws 2 hidden influence or something like that. When the corrupted crew reaches 6 to 12, A, mind reading. You must twice discard 1 hidden influence card and then gain influence with the corresponding house. Okay, so we have to, we'll obviously just discard 2 Chevalliers. We're already in the lead there, so we'll just do that 1, 2, and that'll be fine. So it's no longer hidden, but that's okay. We've got 3 ships with them, 2 ships with them. Fuck, I had to deploy a ship. Okay, so he goes here. He goes to slot 2, which is that one. He chooses this colony, and that is the colony that will be our end game scoring. We'll leave that there. And that would flip, but I'm not going to bother. Did I flip this? Green. Okay. All right, so I can deploy a ship. There's also all this stuff over here, right? So if the Revenant gets damaged, like if you pour damage into the Revenant can blow up and they have negative stuff here, which is pretty cool. I don't know how that would happen. I don't think there's, I mean, unless you're playing really poorly, it seems unlikely in solo. Alright, so if I do my captain, my captain, we can do some absolute strafing fire. If I rank up my captain, 4 times I can pay a science to do 5 damage when I'm attacking with the captain. And if I'm doing that in my frigate, then potentially we can do some more stuff. I need to get neutronium is what I need. Oh, and wouldn't you know it, there's a little mining tag for neutronium there. Let's send the mining champion. Do-do-do-do. Over to neutronium. Do-do. That would be cool. All right, so I am going to, first of all, when I do that, I get 1, and I get a discovery cube. I also get that discovery cube. Perfect, bang, bang. When this guy goes, I get science. Here's 4 science. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get a hidden influence. I get to draw 3 this time and choose one when I use my own. Well, I think we'll take the... Yeah, we'll take them. So we get to place out 3 shield tokens. I don't want this Xenor ship to die now, so I'm going to place 3 shield tokens here. 1, 2, 3. Then I gain 2 neutronium, and I'm going to replace these, sure, with 2 neutronium. Boom, boom. And that's then going to let me play a card, followed by playing a card. So yeah, I want to play all of these cards. So I'm going to play Reflector, and it's going to be actually free. And that will let me play one of those and one of these. So I'll now play Static Discharge. So that'll be this and this. And that will allow me to remove a ship anywhere from the board and gain 2 energy. The ship I'm going to remove is down here. That moves me up the tactics track. Yep, and that's it. Okay, cool. He also gets me, he lets me draw a card, so I'll draw another one of those cards. Tactical Edge, that is awesome. I'm playing that for sure. So this guy, he's going to move to a dropship. He's going to go to a planet. He's going to gain 1 with House Yarvek. He's going to go for a Yarvek dropship. That's been destroyed. So he's going to go for a Yarvek fighter. That, I think, has also been destroyed, has it? No, that should be somewhere. Here it is, Yarvek fighter, and that's it. That's his turn. All right, my second last turn is going to be with this little guy, and I think I'm actually going to go here on the Revenant. So when you go on the Revenant, you get to gain thingy with a house of your choice. I'm going to take House Xenor, and I'm going to build a spaceship by spending this, this, and this. And the spaceship that I'm going to build is just a Chevaeus fighter, and we'll put it down here. You're allowed to have up to 4 ships in a sector, so we're going to be fine right there. Yep. That guy, I get to... Oh, if he uses a fighter, that guy, he can do heaps of damage, no? So then I get to play a card, and I will play Tactical Edge. Actually, no, I want to level up the captain. I want to level up the captain. I actually get 2 science, 1 science, because of my guy. All right, there's me captain leveled up to absolutely ballistic. He's going to go on a fire rampage. Yes, so you're allowed to have 2 arc ships and 4 baby ships, and up to 6 Voidborn. So they tell you in each sector. So you're allowed 1 arc ship here, 4 baby ships, 1 arc ship, just in case you try to like move you guys around and stuff. It's pretty cool. All right, this guy's last turn. He moves up the tactics track. He deploys on an arc ship. The arc ship he deploys on is green. Green does have a location. He'll go there. He moves up to that top of the track. And that is it for his turn. My last turn is with my captain, Sure, I think we go on a fighter. So when you go on a fighter, you can do a strafe action. And I've literally never done it. I've always done the strafing with my frigate. So I've got to check this one out. But you basically can move and then do damage, and then move and then do damage. And when you attack with a fighter or a frigate, you may deal 1 damage within your current sector, which destroys 1 Voidborn ship there. This is going to be a good turn. I feel it. I feel it. Resume Revenant house ships. Resolve the effect of the ship. 16 to 19. Okay, so fighters. Maneuver and or attack in any order. Each time you destroy a Voidborn during your attack with the fighter, you may choose to immediately move the fighter to an adjacent sector. Cool. Each time you destroy a Voidborn ship during your attack with the fighter, you may choose to immediately move the fighter to an adjacent sector. Get around it! Alright, so the captain, we want to get a fighter that we're going to be friendly with, that's going to help us. Help us. That guy's with Xenor Yarvek. No, that's fine. Who else have we got? Oh, Xenor fighter right here. Captain, my captain. Get around it. Okay, so where do I want to protect? I want to protect this and these. So I'm going to move 1 space. Boom, with my fighter. I'm going to fire. And because of my captain's board, when I fight, I have an extra move available as well, first of all. So when I fight, I get 1 damage, bonus damage, and then I can pay science to get more bonus damage. I did also need to tick up that count, yes. Okay, so this captain ability is called the Scientist. During an attack with your captain, using your fighter or frigate, you may spend 1 science to deal 1 extra damage. Oh, so good. That is unreal. I think I actually love this game. Okay, so I'm going to deal 1 damage. Bang. That moves me up a tactics track. That gets me materials. Bang. I'm then going to move, because I did damage, into this one. There's still only 4 baby ships here, so that's fine. Bang. Tactics. Bang. Tactics. It's 2 science. Then I can move 1 more space, because I've killed a guy. Bang. Tactics. Bang. Tactics. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so now I have the option at the end of my turn with my captain, who's done a glorious job, to do one of my end actions. So if I play a card, I could play Tactical Edge, which will gain me a tactic. And if I do that, I get a influence with a house of my choice. Materials from there, yes, very good. Yeah, this one's got a lot of stuff happening. It's a worker placement game too, with spaceships that you send your little guys on. This one gets me a reputation with a house of my choice. This one is discard a hidden influence to get a reputation of my choice. So that one's actually not too bad. I could discard this yellow guy. He's not helping me out much. But no, I think we'll just stick with this one. So I'm going to pay these 2, and I'm going to advance up that track, and there's a reason for that, I believe. Okay, I think we're done. Oh, sorry, the other option I could do is I could put out all of these things on the board and put out shield tokens. Now I think we'll stick with my plan. Let's see how it works. That is the end of the game, so we will return boyos from our board. I'm getting to decide the damage allocation of these sectors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fortunately. That's all the sectors that have stuff. Ships come off, no worries. Tactics turned, orders done, fine. So attack damage. Okay, so Sector 1, no damage. Sector 2, no damage. Sector 3, no damage. Sector 4, 1 damage, but there's a shield token. It's protected. Sector 5. This guy is going to do 1 damage, and then another damage, and then 1 goes on the Revenant. Any damage that you can't allocate goes into the Revenant. Oh, does that mean that these guys are going to blow up the Revenant? That seems suboptimal. Okay, so here I get to allocate that. Orange, they are currently leading. So that's going to be 1-2 on orange, and it's going to blow up that drop ship, arc ship. Get out of there. Is it 1 too many gone? There's no 4 drop ships. No, there is still, isn't there? That's a drop ship. That's a drop ship. That's a drop ship. And that's a drop ship. 4, baby. Okay, here, so there's 4 damage being allocated. I get to choose because I'm higher on tactics, and I go there. So yellow, I've got a hidden influence, but that's fine. Green is the one we want to get rid of. So there's 4 ships. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both of those arc ships are gone. Here, 4 damage onto the Revenant. Whew. The Revenant has 1 space, or 1 more damage would have done one of these critical failures. Okay, so that's it. So now we would allocate corruption. There's no corruption to allocate, no corruption to allocate. Didn't suffer any damage, didn't suffer any damage. Remove shield tokens. Boom, boom. And is it? It is. There he is. Okay, and then we go to final scoring, I believe. So we do this on the tactics track. So the last thing that happens is I move to there. I'm going to send a Chevaeus favor to myself for this, and I gain a hidden influence. I get to draw 4 hidden influence and choose 1. I will choose Xenor or Chevaeus. They've both got 3 ships on the board, haven't they? Xenor's got 3, yep, so I'll take Xenor, I guess, because I know I've got a lot. Great question. This is the first one. Let's have a look. All arc ships suffer damage, all players lose 2 tactics. Doesn't seem real good. Excellent. So we now do this colony card. So let me just make sure I do this right. This has been great. I've really enjoyed this game. This will definitely get another play or 2. I'm going to leave this set up so we can play this again. Final scoring. Colony, if there is a colony selected, earn the prestige based on the condition shown. So it's 2 victory points for every 4 resources. I have 4 resources, so I'm going to score 2 points. Got a pen? Yep. 2 points for TD. And we'll keep that out because that will matter for Voidborn scoring. So then, for 7 houses, check the current power of the house, and then it should be equal to the number of their house ships. If a colony was chosen, add 1 power. Check your total influence, earn prestige. Secret agendas. Okay, that's straightforward. So we'll do House Fenrax. So we'll just double check how many ships there are on the board. There's 1 orange ship there with Fenrax. And that's it. So they're down to power 1. So I am going to score 2 points. I don't have any hidden influence with Fenrax. Nope, so I'm scoring 2 points with Fenrax. And the bot scores the same. So it's going to score 3 points. Chevaeus. So I have 3 hidden influence with Chevaeus. So I am at the very top of that track. There is 1, 2, 3 red spaceships from Chevaeus. Just going to do that because I don't think these matter anymore. So that is 3 times 8 for a glorious 24 points for the BigDenoPlays. And they chose to not fucking lean into Chevaeus. You are a dickhead. You only get 3 points for that. Oh, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. Yarvek, though. Yarvek has how many ships? There's 1 for Yarvek and 2 for Yarvek. So 2 ships on the board. He's going to score 5. So he's going to score 10 for Yarvek. I've got 0 influence with Yarvek. Do I have a hidden card with them? No, I do not. So that's it. So we'll now go on to Belatan. So Belatan has their flagship and just their flagship. I have 1 hidden influence with them, so I'm going to secretly be on 3. So it's 3 points for me. He's going to score 1 point for the Belatan ship. Oh, sorry, there's an extra power there. So that's actually going to be an extra 5 points for them. 15 because of that. Okay, the next one is Xenor. So I leaned heavily into Xenor at the end there. So we can go 1, 2, 3 times 7. There is 1, 2, 3 Xenor ships on the board. That's 21 for me. He's got 2, so he's going to get 6. Fantastic. And now green. So I did a pretty good job with green. There's only a drop ship left on the board and nothing else. So he's going to get 6 points and I'm going to get 0. And then yellow, I'm getting 0 because I have no influence. I don't have 1 influence with yellow. So I get 1 and he gets 1. So 1 apiece. Now, secret squirrel cards. So I have that achieved, which is 6 points. And I have that achieved, which is 6 points. So that's a total of 12 for me. He doesn't get any of those. The captain card, what the fuck does that mean? Cadet cards, frigate cards. What? Cadet cards, frigate cards, and captain rank earn 2 prestige for each of your played cards. Earn 2 prestige for each of your play. Okay, so I'm getting 10 plus 8 is 18 plus 6 is 24 from my captain and ranks. Whatever. Every 1 prestige for every 4 resources you have, and then the player with the most. Oh yeah, and lose 2 for each corruption. I have given this guy an absolute fucking shellacking. Does he get any bonus points? Shit. He's in big trouble. They earn prestige for house influence and power. They earn 3 prestige for each step they progress on the tactics track. Okay, so 7 times 3 is 21. Okay, cool. We'll calculate that up. I think it's going to be a glorious victory for the big dog. Let's calculate it up. So 4 plus 24 plus 3 plus 21 plus 1 plus 12 plus 24 plus 1. I've scored 90. Okay, I'm playing him on the easiest difficulty. When he is a higher difficulty, he starts higher on these tracks. Starts on 2 or 3, which wipes out all of the resources and all of the rewards at the early levels. He also starts further up on the tactics track, which means he does more stuff earlier from these bonus things, which is some real dickhead behavior. So there is a few levers that you can pull. 6 plus 15 plus 13 plus 21. Okay, he's gone 55. That's respectable enough. 55. 90 plays 55. Big victory to Big Deno. Cool. That is really cool. There's 30 of these. 30 different ones of these. Fantastic. What was quite cool in that game was we got this cadet card first, early, which is Surveyor, which in our end step with this cadet allowed us to basically lean in and play 2 cards every turn. And as you can see, these ramp up your effectiveness of your actions very quickly. When we got at the start, we're just doing 1 action and picking up a few resources, whereas by the end it's like gain 8 resources, move your ship around, gain extra fucking shit, gain science for this, and level up your captain and do all this stuff. So that's one of the things I really like about this game, is how it starts out small. I mean, and this is a sort of an engine builder, tableau builder type game. They start out slow and then they build up. But I really like how that one works. There's a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, and the being higher on the tactics track, allowing you to determine where the Voidborn attack is actually quite crucial. Normally, in the game, you have other players picking themselves up. Yes, I think I've got 2 or 3 White Castle playthroughs on the channel, mates. It's right here. I haven't played the Matcha expansion yet, though, which is next on my list to do. I would like to play Matcha. Yeah, I like White Castle a lot. It's a good game. Very good game. Okay, well that was excellent fun. I'm glad I got around to that. I'm glad that my diorama is currently drying, and that forced me to go and have a look at this, have a play this game. So, excellent. Yes, the expansion adds a whole new board, and you can go have tea ceremonies. It looks very nice. I'm looking forward to playing it. So, tomorrow night is normal games night. Oh, happy birthday, Militides. Why didn't you tell me? I would have wished you would have sung your happy birthday, but you miss out now because I'm going to bed. And I'll play some Magic the Gathering. Yes, have a fantastic week, everyone. I'll be back on Thursday. I would say at this stage that I'll be playing another playthrough of Revenant, and then I'll learn Age of Galaxy for the weekend. Enjoy, have a fantastic week. It's a beautiful day, and it's a beautiful week. I will catch you all then. BigDeno out. And don't forget Miniature Masters on Wednesday night, episode 2. It's going to be great.